are happening in the department.
Just repeat, please.
I have raised a point about sexual harassment allegations within the department, and Chief being one of them. But the other issues that I raised there, to be honest, but I do not recall, but definitely I did raise the issue.
Do matters like those get recorded somewhere? Would there be a record of what you raised at those interviews somewhere within the municipality?
Well, the interviews are not recorded. We write down about the scoring and how the interview they are actually performing. That is the purpose of the interview. But there's no space where
Is that good governance, though? Because there's a lot of issues usually arise out of what took place at interviews. Is it good governance not to record? And one example of the sort of issues that do arise is, for example, litigation around who was appointed and who was not appointed. Is it good governance not to record?
It's not.
And why under your administration wasn't there recording if you accept that it's not good governance not to?
Interviewing processes are run by HR department. They bring the files to us, and the forms are actually structured in such a manner that we only record the process and the response of the candidates that are being interviewed.
Yes.
But there is no space where you can write your objection as a member of the panel.
When you say you get what comes from HR, it sounds to me like you are saying it's HR's fault. And if my understanding is correct, you are the head, you are the administrative head, the executive head, in fact. So you can correct what HR is doing wrong, can't you? So
I take your point, Commissioner.
Yeah, all right. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Mashazi, this video is in 2020. Is that correct, or is it recent?
Commissioner.
I beg your pardon?
Correct.
Yes. And when you do the interview in 2022, you are aware of this incident or these complaints?
Correct, Commissioner.
And did you raise them in the panel with Chief Mapie?
This particular one, I do not recall.
You don't recall whether you raised it?
Yeah, I don't recall. I only recall the sexual harassment one.
You raised the sexual harassment in that interview?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you record your concerns in your form that you complete?
I didn't.
You did not?
Yes.
So as matters stand, the appointing authority, which is council, doesn't know that you raised this issue in the panel because you didn't write it down?
Correct, ma'am.
Okay. Did you dissent in the panel? Because you're saying it's a panel appointment. Did you dissent from the majority decision in the panel? And before you answer, I would like to propose to you that and I can put this to you, that experience is that people do record in their panels, in their panel discussion, they do record concerns about candidates. Did you record your dissension from the decision to recommend him?
I didn't.
You did not?
I didn't.
So council never came to know that you're unhappy that he be appointed to the position because of the allegations that you are now making before us. Council
Yes.
never came to know about it.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not council's fault that Chief got to be appointed in 2022 for another 5 years.
Correct.
You can't blame councillors for that.
Correct.
All right, thank you. And you say that you could not discipline him as his superior because there was no complaint. But you are aware of these allegations of motor vehicle destruction, drinking or driving under the complaint against influence of alcohol. You know the facts. You know the facts. You know they are disciplinable facts, and they include destruction of council property, according to you. Why did you not lay a complaint in writing?
In writing to
the council?
To the council.
Unless you're telling us that he's not disciplinable because he's head of police and you are his manager. Unless you're telling us that, which is not what you've said. You've said the authority lies with council. You couldn't initiate without council approval. So these allegations must land before the council for the council to authorize, right, an investigation and disciplinary action. You say to us you couldn't, there was nothing, there was no written complaint, but only you could lay a complaint because you're his superior and you know these allegations against him. Why did you not lay a complaint?
Correct. I did not lay the complaint. Remember, I've explained that that memorandum from the MMC did not reach my office. And this video, I just got it like last night because people could see that I'm struggling to, I don't have information, I don't have evidence. I just got it last night. That's why we submitted this morning to the commission.
No, it can be. You were city manager in 2020 already. You were city manager. Correct. There's a public, very public protest, as we see in this video. Mm-hmm. So you know that there's allegations that he's destroyed company property. You know that. You know that there's allegations that you drove under the influence a motor vehicle of the council. So you know that in 2020 as city manager. So it's not video dependent. It is fact. What do you know in 2020? You've just confirmed. You were aware of this in 2020, of this conduct. Mm-hmm. My question is, why did you not lay a complaint? Because your answer is, I couldn't discipline him because there was no written complaint. But you're the city manager, he's superior. Why did you not lay a complaint?
Let me concede that I failed to discipline the chief of police and yes. I failed to do an oversight on him as an HOD.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lee.
Thank you, Commissioner. Perhaps the logical place to start would be to tag on to what the commissioners have raised. And my first question, and I think you touched on it slightly, I think in response to Commissioner Baloyi's question, what exactly was the purpose of you sharing this particular clip with the video? What were you intending to achieve?
It was to support my evidence on 50.2 that he has indeed defeated the ends of justice.
Okay,
and so I have summarized by saying I failed to take action against him and I also failed to do proper oversight over him.
Now, you I think in the course of one of your responses indicated that he was politically protected, and I think you spoke of this particular incident as to why he was not dealt with, and you explained it away by saying he was politically protected. Did I understand you correctly?
Correct.
What does that mean? And what is the effect of being politically protected?
The effect of that is that as an accounting officer, there's really little you can do. You'll see when we go to question 13 how I struggled to present the report to the executive, for the executive to consider the report on his suspension.
Now, if you can recall, over the course of your tenure as city manager and Chief Mapie as chief of police, how many times have you suspended him?
Suspended, Chief.
Come again?
It's once. He was suspended. He's suspended. He's on his first suspension.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just want to know how many times you have subjected him to a suspension.
3.
Yes.
It's only once.
It's
this
only
one.
once.
Yeah, because there was concrete report and concrete evidence from the victim.
Indeed, and I do appreciate that you may have challenges in acting in the absence of concrete evidence. I'm more interested in you comparing the latest suspension and the basis and what you call concrete evidence to support the latest suspension with what is depicted in that clip. Why couldn't you suspend him there? What was missing at that time? And why didn't you exercise your power to suspend him and initiate a disciplinary process?
About that video, I've indicated that video, I only received it last night. And I indicated at the beginning of the commission that we are struggling to get information from the city. And I have also indicated that the MMC, the political head of that department, never submitted the memorandum or the issues that were raised by these police officers.
Okay, so you only learned last night that in 2020, a memorandum covering the issues that you address in part at paragraph 50.2 was submitted to the city. You only learned that last night.
Last night, I got evidence of the allegations I'm making on section 50.2.
Yes, I appreciate
I've
that.
been knowing that there are this accident, but I do not have evidence. And I wanted to play this video to show you that indeed he defeated the ends of justice. And the officers are protesting there about the accidents.
I appreciate that you call it evidence. My question really was about when you acquired knowledge of the existence of the memorandum submitted by those members of the EMPD that we just saw on the clip to the city. When did you become aware of that particular fact? Not when did you see it actually happen on TV? When did you become aware of it?
Well, officers, informally, they would say Chief was involved in this accident, Chief was this, and there was no formal complaint. But now, since there is this commission and there is this video and also this allegation 50.2, we have gathered a lot of information and we are getting statements and police case numbers to support the notion that he has indeed defeated the ends of justice.
Dr. Mashazi, there is no statement you can obtain that can help you answer my question. My question relates to when you acquired personal knowledge of the existence of the memorandum. You accept that there is no statement that can be tendered for that purpose. So can I have an answer to that question, please, if you don't mind?
Can I indicate that I've answered that question?
No, you haven't.
Accepted that I failed to deal with Chief in terms of his misconduct.
Is the third time you avoid that question? Do you intend to answer it? When you acquired knowledge of the existence of the memorandum, is it so difficult to answer or you choose not to answer it? I don't want to waste the commissioner's time. If you don't want to answer it, please state so for the record and I'll pass on.
I'm saying I've answered that I have failed to action consequence management on the part of Chief in terms of this misconduct, and I have failed to do oversight on him.
I don't know what you just said. What you've just said, I don't know what it's responding to. I guess you wanted to address that yourself to the commissioners about that. For whatever it's worth, is on record. If you do accept responsibility in that context, what is the purpose then of bringing the allegations reflected in 50.2 to this commission when you are fully appreciative of your own failings? But you do not disclose those failings at the time you make these allegations. It is until you are pushed, almost on the second day of your testimony, that you make the concession. Why is that?
The importance is for me, as I indicated, to support my allegations that he indeed defeated the ends of justice and he was involved in 2 accidents where he was driving under the influence of alcohol.
But that is not evidence of what you contend. That is evidence that members of EMPD protested in relation to the allegations. It's not evidence of the allegations themselves. Do you accept? And you didn't tender that for the purpose.
Yeah, Thank you. Let me respond. We will submit the evidence. The evidence that will be submitting, it will be obviously the cases that were opened.
And you did speak to these cases, I think, at 50.2, you stated complaints or misconduct reports and were not acted upon or were actively suppressed. Were not acted upon by who? Who are you accusing of failing to act upon those?
Firstly is IPIT that is supposed to, and secondly, firstly is myself, secondly is the IPIT, because investigation was supposed to be done, proper investigation was supposed to be done by the police, and upon investigation, I should have taken a disciplinary action against him.
Sorry, I apologize. I interrupted you. I thought...
No, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm
so
done.
Technically, you're inviting the commissioners to read paragraph 50.2 thus. The complaints and the misconduct reports were not acted upon by inter alia myself. That's your complaint. And were acted, and IPID on the other hand.
Don't nod. Please say yes.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't want to speak louder while she's speaking. It will be as if I'm interrupting her.
I understand.
Appreciate
I
it.
understand.
Yes.
Okay. So perhaps I pause there, and your response is a yes. You confirm that the statement must be read to mean. The second half of that is your charge. They were actively suppressed by who and how?
By IPIT or the law enforcement or by himself, because I never got to see any report. As the video indicated that he's been protected, I never got to see the accident report, the outcome of the accident, and the recommendation from IPIT, because they always investigate police misconduct. I never got to get that report.
I appreciate that. But you're making a specific allegation to the commission, and you say these acts of misconduct were actively suppressed. When you wrote that in your statement, I would take it that you at least had a sense of who suppressed and how they suppressed. Are you able to assist the commissioners in that regard?
I'm sure my answer would be he actively